Hey, this is Kate. If you're enjoying the content on the Good Fight channel, then please do hit like and subscribe below. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Good Fight. Here we are today, blessed with 2020 Tokyo Olympians, Troy Isley, Delante Johnson, and Duke Ragan.
Good to see y'all. So talk to me, because I know you've been on a long journey together. Obviously, you've all got a professional fight coming up October 29th on ESPN. As Kay mentioned, the 2020 Olympics, which actually happened in 2021, right? And then before that, the amateurs. So talk to me about where your journey started together. Where did you all first meet?
I met Tiger 2016. I met both of them 2016, but I met Tiger at the Junior Worlds, and I met Duke at Golden Glove Nationals.
Me and Duke, we know each other. We both came up together since we was little kids.
Wait, so 2016, you were how old?
17, okay. 18.
We were all going to the same tournaments, but we actually didn't speak to each other until 2016. We were always at the same tournaments.
Yeah. Me and Troy, we won JOs together 2014. We both won that year, but we ain't really had no relationship.
But Troy, you came up in Alexandria, right? The Alexandria Boxing Club, which is where you were based out of too. So you had Troy with you from what age?
8.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Was he nice at 8?
Quiet. Quiet, badass. Like, no, he wasn't bad. He was just quiet. Like, Troy was the type of dude, like any little kid, you know what I'm saying? He comes from Southeast, or a part of Southeast DC in the projects, and Troy was just the kind of kid that just, like, you said something wrong to him and he didn't like it, he'd step to you no matter how big or small, how old you was, he didn't care. But he was quiet, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't scared to fight. So it was like to tune that energy into something different and show him something promising, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can change that.
So you're all at the house where you're doing fight camp, right? You're in Vegas right now getting ready for the fight. I assume you leave for New York Tuesday, is that right? So it's not the first time that you've all lived together though, right? Because you must have stayed together at the Olympic Training Center back in the day. What was that time like for you? Like, what was the best thing about, why are you laughing already?
Man, what?
What was the best thing about that time? And what was the worst thing about that time?
Jeez.
Our first year, like we all, we became like real close. Cause we, like me, Duke, Troy, and all our other teammates, Fernando, and we was all the youngest on the team. Everybody else was already there, like Michaela, Jenny. We had older teammates already, so we was the youngest on the team, and we all just became like real close, and we just stuck together. We stuck together, yeah.
That's nice, but who annoyed who? Who's the messiest to be around? Like, there's got to be something.
I mean, Kay used to be like, "Don't let Tiger and Troy get together." Like, they always joking. They always joking. Them two. They just want to joke all day.
Troy the loudest. Tiger, the one that played too much.
So you can say I'm the most annoying when you get to know me. You just got to get to know me first.
Like, it used to be funny, like, Troy would just walk in your room with a robe and just look at you. Just be standing there looking at you. And Tiger would just come in your room and take your clothes or something and do something stupid and just walk out. And you'd be like, what? And then, like, Duke would just be sitting there chilling, mind his own business. Then they'll go mess with Duke. And Duke like, come on, y'all, I'm just chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was like, you couldn't get, they weren't mad at each other. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you live with each other. So it's like, man, you know something's going to happen if you leave your door open. Or Tiger's gonna come knock on your door and then go back in his room. And you're like, bro, why you knock on my door, bro? Oh, nah, I ain't need nothing. So it was just like, it was always funny. They grew up, they went from boys to men for real, just growing up because they was around each other all the time.
You'll have a favorite memory from that time?
They got a lot of memories.
Probably when we all qualified for our first Worlds. We was the youngest team out of the whole world to qualify. And we was the first team since, the youngest team since like 99 or something like that?
Yeah, it was actually exciting, you know what I'm saying? Because, they were young and they were going against former Olympians and Pan Am medalists and everything like that. And, to watch them qualify and watch the camaraderie with all of them together, like just supporting each other, like you could see the genuine love. Like it wasn't, oh, I qualified, forget you. It was like, yo, come on, bro, you got to go next. Like pushing each other, running, working out. Like I liked it. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real brotherly vibes. It was crazy. Like, when Troy lost, like everybody's like, nah, come on, Troy, you got to come back. You know what I'm saying? And Troy got a second chance and everybody was supporting him. when Duke fought, you know what I'm saying, the Cuban, it was like everybody was going crazy and yelling. And so it was like, it was real. It's like everybody was pushing each other. You know, when Tiger fought, everybody's yelling from the Quentin Randalls, you know what I'm saying, to the Michaelas and Jennys.
You mentioned Troy losing. Troy and Duke, you guys nearly missed out on having that Olympic experience, right? I know that you ultimately did have it because things changed around with COVID and you got a second chance at qualifying. But there must have been a point where you felt like the Olympics was off the cards, right? Did you feel like giving up on boxing at that point in time? Was that a question for you?
No, I mean, I didn't feel like giving up on boxing. No, I knew I had it. Still had to take the next step. Next step was the pros, and honestly, I wasn't like too mad about it. I still got to do worlds and Pan Ams and stuff like that. So I still had a great amateur career. So I wasn't holding myself down about it. I did want to make the Olympic team, but it wasn't in the cards for me. So I just had to move on and go to the pros.
Yeah, I never thought about giving up on boxing after thinking that my Olympic dreams was over with. I just felt that I was going to turn the book to the next chapter and turn professional like I did. And then eventually I still got a chance to go to the Olympics. So it worked out good for me.
I always had a thought that something was going to happen because of COVID. So
when you did get the opportunity to go to the Olympics, did having that status of being an Olympian, did that change anything for you about the way you felt about yourself, the way that people responded to you, anything like that?
Honestly, I felt like where I'm from, the community was looking forward to actually me becoming an Olympian. Where I'm from, Alexandria, so that was more what hurt everybody. Damn, Troy, you're gonna go to the Olympics. Troy, you're going to the Olympics. Then when it didn't happen, it's like, damn, I kind of let the community down. So, I mean, when it happened, it felt good. It felt like, the community had, someone that actually they could really, really look up to.
All of them, you know what I'm saying, they have great Olympic backgrounds. From like Cincinnati's a big Olympic background, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of Olympians. Cleveland, big Olympic background, you know what I'm saying. The DMV has a big Olympic background. I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, all three of them are the last ones to represent their cities, you know what I'm saying, from great fighters. If you compare the DMV, you have Sugar Ray Leonard, Sweet Pea, all of them. Ohio, you know what I'm saying, you have Mickey Bay, Terrell Gachet, Rennell Williams, who all came under the same gym as Tiger, you know what I'm saying? And you have Duke, you know what I'm saying, who has Dante Craig, Rasheed Warren, Ricardo Williams. How does that feel, Tiger, knowing that you kept that going? Same coach, same everything. How does that feel to being that big impact in your city?
It feels good because growing up, I watched, Rennell Williams, Rasheed Warren, and all the, Gary Russell. I watched that generation, and watching Rennell make the 08 team. He used to come home and train with us sometimes, and he used to have all the USA clothes and stuff like that. So that's what, like, I was looking at him like, man, I want to get that. Like, I want to have those shoes and stuff like that. So that's when that became my Olympic dream, watching him. But afterwards, as I got older, I realized how important and big the Olympics actually was. It wasn't just about the clothes. It was really like, it became more of a bigger dream once I realized how important it was. And then that's when I really started working hard as I can and, chasing my dream.
So where does that Olympics experience rate in terms of like life experience in boxing, going pro, walking into an arena knowing you're going to be fighting on ESPN and you're on a kind of a major card? Where does the Olympics experience rate? Is it the best 2 weeks of your life?
Mine for sure. Right now, yeah, for sure. Being around like athletes that I seen on TV growing up, like Kevin Durant, being right there, Damian Lillard, having a conversation, with us about boxing, seeing Brittany Griner, seeing that's Zach Levine on the bus. So like just, being around people I looked up to growing up, just being right next to them. And then, meeting other athletes on the village and stuff like that. It was fun to me. It was probably around like some of the best times.
I felt like being in the Olympic Village was special just off of, you got all these celebrity athletes and we all was like one. Like nobody was treated like they was bigger than this person or that person. Like we in the cafeteria, me and Troy and Duke, we walking past Luka Doncic and, all these basketball players, and they was talking to us and, we was all just chilling. So I feel like that was like a, real special time.
What about you, Duke?
I know it's coming. I was trying to skip out on it, but
I'll thieve it.
Why you want to skip out on that question?
I don't like to talk for real, but I say that the best part about it for me was like just being around other athletes that was like number one in their sports. Like me, I won a silver medal, and being able to, like go around the Olympic Village and people want to take pictures and just be happy for you as like if you were representing their country and stuff like that. Like that was like the best moment of Tokyo for me.
I always wondered, right, when you win a silver medal, which is an insane achievement, right, to be the second best in the world at any given point. But can you celebrate that in the moment? Because you just came so close to gold, right? Does it feel like a celebration in the moment, or do you have to wait till it kind of sets in for you to feel like, man, that's insane what I just did?
I mean, I can celebrate in the moment. I just felt like coming from where I came from, that, like, even getting to the Olympics was an achievement. Me medaling, that was just extra for me. That was like a bonus to me. So, yeah, I definitely could celebrate in the moment, even though I know I came short to winning a gold medal.
Do you mind if I ask you about your father?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I had read that your father passed away shortly after the Olympics, right? So you go from this insane high of medaling at the Olympics, and then a few months later, you lose your dad. I just wonder, like, how did you feel like the grief affected you to go from kind of the best moment in your life to the worst?
I wouldn't really say it affected me. I'd say it kind of like motivated me to kind of, like listen to everything that he had told me to do, like far as like train harder, always stay in shape, stay in the gym, stuff like that. I wouldn't really say it affected me. That brought us closer, around the time my father had passed, Coach Kay came to visit me in my city. I would talk to Troy and Tiger on the daily. They'd call and check up on me. Same as usual. Like we close outside of boxing. We got a relationship. We got like a brotherhood outside of boxing too. Like we call and talk about like our personal problems. Even with Coach K, it's not always just training. He's more like an uncle to me. So I feel like me losing my father kind of brought us closer together.
What do you remember about that time?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I try to remember the jokes. Like he used to always make me and Duke laugh and picking on, like, if he couldn't find Duke, he'd call me and stuff like that. So it was like, when me and him talk about his dad, we just talk about the good times, you know what I'm saying? Like, he always wanted to make sure Duke was all right. And just growing up in the amateurs, like, watching them being on Team USA, like, Troy would be roommates with Duke, or Tiger would be in the room with them, and Duke's dad would always call them, and, they felt like he was part of the team because he would talk to them, and they all knew him. So it was like, when his father passed, it was like, I knew Troy, Duke, Tiger, Q, Jared. I knew everybody was going to be there for him because they knew what his father was. They knew who he was. He wasn't like just a guy that was on the outside. He actually communicated with them, and he would watch them fight and support them and tell them, hey, man, do more of this, and he's proud of them. So I felt like for them to be there for their brother when he was down, I think it kind of helped Duke stay afloat. Like, he wasn't alone in this game because he knew they was genuine with it. So it's like with me, I just remember the good times. I just remember all the good things he used to say and the jokes he used to be. And then, like, even on his way out, he was just always funny.
How grateful are you that he got to live that moment and see you medal at the Olympics? Like, what does that mean to you?
It means everything to me because, that was always our goal to, win, Olympic gold. Unfortunately, I got silver medal. So it was just like a dream come true still for both of us because, even he was at his lower moments, he was incarcerated. So I feel like that kept him living too. That kept him going, striving to try to come home to coach me through my professional career,
What does October 29th mean for all three?
Well, this is my first time fighting in New York, and I get a chance to share the moment with my brothers. So it feels, like a dream come true, because it's something that we always talked about since we became, brothers and stuff like that. So it feels like a dream come true. We get to share that moment.
If you guys are separated, will you guys be sitting outside watching each other, or what I'm saying? What would you guys be doing?
I mean, if I'm first or they go before me, I'm right there, front and center. So again, as soon as they get out, I'm back to warming up for my fight. But I always support my brothers and my team.
Hey, but this is crazy for you though, right? Have you ever had 3 fighters on the same card before?
Yeah, but like this, I think this moment's different because it's like. You have Richard Torres. He's also on there. He's an Olympian. and they all grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like I said, they have a bond, and I think it's like exciting to have like not the Olympians but brothers, teammates that really mess with each other. I think the joy of it is like seeing them when they're all together, like laughing and playing and, talking about all the crazy things they used to do. And like he said, this is a moment that they've been waiting for. Like, it didn't stop just being on the amateur team. It continued on being as professionals, and now they're all fighting on the big stage together. The Hulu Theater in New York City, Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. It has a lot to do with their story. They've the youngest team to, go to world championships in place. You know what I'm saying? They were young kids, you know what I'm saying? And now, going now into the professional rankings is like to go with each other and, who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Who's going to be the standout of the card? I think it's fun just to watch them do that.
Tiger, you got the hoodie on that says create wealth and inspire, right? That's something that you often hear fighters talk about, like a Deontay Wilder will always talk about creating generational wealth, changing his family's life, right? Floyd, the same. Is that part of the motivation for you going into being a pro? Is that something that you look for? Like, how do I change my family's circumstances?
Well, it's always been, a big dream of helping my family. I just want to put my family in a position where they don't have to work for nobody no more. And ever since I was a little kid, that's always been a big goal of mine. But this hoodie is actually from my old coach. He was my strength and conditioning coach that passed away.
Oh, wow.
Dante Benjamin Sr. He passed away right before I went to the Olympics. So, I try to keep that positive mindset. He always kept on this. He was always a positive person, and he always wanted to do a lot for the community. And, I just want to continue that path.
Here's something crazy. So all three of you come from a city that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of things can pull you in and make you distracted. But also at the same time, all three of you come from cities that, have, celebrities, whether they're athletes or movie stars or political leaders or whatever. What made you guys different, from your boxing world? You all know athletes that, you were close with that, tried to fight the same fight as you, tried to go to Olympics, tried to be national champions, tried to be youth champions, tried to do all this, travel the world and try to be professionals. What makes you guys different? What made you guys not fall into that circumstance?
Well, I mean, everybody has they ups and downs and their own story and road. But for me, it was times where I wanted to quit boxing just because I couldn't afford to go to all the tournaments all the time. And like my first USA Nationals was 2016. Like a couple years before that, I had people telling me that they was gonna help me get to US Nationals, or people that sold me dreams of going to US Nationals and stood me up a week before it was time to go and stuff like that. So it was a lot of times where I really wanted to quit boxing because I felt like it was pointless. Like, what was the point if I can't go to another tournaments? But I had my dad that he was always there to pick me up and tell me that things gonna get better, and just keep working hard, and you will earn. Once it's time for you to go to those tournaments, that's gonna be your drive, and you're gonna earn your spot.
My mom and dad had a strong support system of family. So, I mean, growing up, I always had, like, whatever I wanted. So, I mean, really, like, for me, it was more like just stay patient and, never give up. A lot of people, where I'm from, when it got hard, they gave up. So, my dad always raised me to be tough, when don't cry, just, stand tall when everything goes bad, stand tall. So, for me, it was just, not giving up and staying patient and just waiting for my time to come. Not making any hasty decisions because stuff ain't happening fast how I wanted to. So just staying patient for real.
Did you say you were 8 when you guys started working together? What was your first impression of him?
I mean, I don't really remember my first impression. I remember my dad was like, "You want to try it out?" And my dad walked up to Kay, and then Kay was like, hey, he can start tomorrow if you want. And he was real hard. So, I mean, it was like me coming in and then Kay like, man, you jab to the wall or, do this. do that. And at first, I ain't gonna lie, boxing was tough. I wanted to be a kid still. I was playing football. It's all season. Boxing, it's all year round, and you got to take it serious. It was a lot of stuff you had to do. So Kay was real hard on us in the beginning.
Man, that man used to hide his stuff under the bed.
What, you were trying to hide your stuff so they wouldn't take you to the gym?
Yeah, so I wouldn't. So I get out of school maybe 3-something, and then we'll do our little homework, and then when it's time to play, I got to go to the gym. I'm like, oh my God, I don't feel like going today.
Yeah.
And then my dad would come and get me like, man, why you didn't go to the gym? Why you go to the gym? And they cuss me out and stuff like that. So, and then once I started sparring and it got a little better, then I started coming. But at first, all we did was jab to the wall. So it was like, man, I'm missing playtime just to sit in the mirror and jab to the wall all day.
You said he was hard, right? Because my impression
No,
is
all of them. Ask all of them.
Okay, go ahead. All of y'all. Because I was going to ask about now, because I feel like a training camp on Decay doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun. Like, you guys are up running at 4 a.m., like crazy timetables. What's it like?
I think all of them have different experiences. Like,
Actually, when I made the youth team, Kay was already there, but I already had, seen Kay, and some of the other teammates that was on the team already before. I seen Kay at the 2016 Olympics and, tournaments before that. So I always kind of knew who he was. But when I first got there, being number 3, I felt like I didn't really belong there at first. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody there was the number 1. So I was like, man, I ain't really got nothing to lose. But Kay was hard on us. Like first day there, we had 6 a.m. late runs. First day we got there, and he always gave us motivational speeches and stuff. And even though I was the number 3, he still communicated with me and motivated me like I was the number 1, and told me that I could, I could still do what I got to do. Get the gold medal. And Kay always there to uplift you, and help you believe in yourself.
I used to bust his ass, dude. I used to get on him.
I call Kay Heartless K right there, man. He one of them coaches that you tell him you got an injury, he'll be like, all right, you go chill for a little minute for a couple hours. He gonna call you later like, hey, you ready now? I'm like, man, I just said my stomach was hurt, man. He one of them type guys, like a workhorse.
I work them hard. I mean, because I feel like sometimes you have to find out who you really are. You know what I mean? I always used to tell them, what's the guy in Africa doing? What's the guy in Mexico doing? What's the guy doing in this country that doesn't have what you have? You know what I mean? And you have all this, and you don't take advantage of it. And then, you're wondering why this person's placing before you, or he's going to the Olympics, or he's the gold medalist, or he's a world champion, because they don't think about all the stuff that you guys have. So I try to stay on top of them, but it has to make sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They have to understand it. So that's kind of why I am. Because I try to teach them character and teach them about life. Everything isn't about inside the ring, it's about outside. So, I feel like if I make them strong and they can be disciplined and do this, life should be a breeze for them. My vision for them is to be better than me, to be better than those that came before them. You know what I'm saying? To be great, to have a life before they're 30. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing it since they were kids. And my thing is I don't want to watch them have to be that athlete, that father, that husband, that son, to have to do this forever. I love seeing what they're doing now. And I think that's, they're going to be able to, say when they want to stop, mm-hmm. when they want to, this is enough. I don't need to chase what this person's chasing. The only person that they have to be great for is themselves. That's the only person they look at in the mirror. So it's not.
So what is that for you guys? What is is there a goal that you've set yourselves, or you say, this is where I want to get to personally? This is what I'm chasing, each of you?
There's always more that you can achieve. I do have a time where I want to stop, but I feel like, I want to achieve as many goals as I can until I reach that age that I want to stop.
What's the age?
I mean, 31 to 33. The oldest
young.
30.
Okay.
31 probably. That's it for me.
Dang. Tiger, Duke, for you guys, what is it that you're chasing?
Well, I mean, my biggest goal, I want to make a positive influence on my city. I know it's real hard making it out of Cleveland. I done watch kids go to jail or get killed. It's kids getting killed. I was living in the projects, and seeing all types of stuff, man. And, you know, I just want to make a positive influence. I want to show the kids that they could do something without taking the wrong route. You know what I mean? Like, whether if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, boxer, basketball, whatever it is that you want to be in life, you know, you can go do it. You know, I didn't even graduate high school. Things just didn't go right. So, and then, you know, 2016 was that was our year to go to the Olympics. You know, well, for me and Troy, that was our year to go, but they changed the age limit on it to a year older. So after that, like, I didn't really know what to do then. Like, I was gonna go pro that year because of how bad things was. But, you know, I had my coach PJ. He was there and he got me through that whole year and was, you know, saying that you ain't gotta rush yourself into a bad situation because of what you're going through, you know. And that was like he helped me stay positive, and that's when Team USA called me in for the youth worlds, and that's when I got my first gold medal, and that changed my whole life. You know, that whole year changed my life. Like, I had a job and everything that year. I was meant to graduate. I didn't graduate. I was thinking about going pro. Like, I literally was thinking about giving up on boxing and all types of stuff. Like, it was crazy. And as soon as they called me in for youth worlds, I quit my job. I ain't even called. I quit my job and went straight to Colorado. And then right after I got the gold medal, that's when Kay had told me, because when we came home, we only had like 2 weeks to go to Elite Nationals. So Kay was like, man, you know, you get a stipend if you know what I'm saying, you win nationals, you get a stipend. So I'm like, what? So, you know, my mom was she was on me real bad. Like, it was because I didn't graduate. So she wanted me to go back to school and, you know, forcing me to get another job. I'm just like, man, if I win this nationals, I could get a check every month and help my family at the same time. So, man, I went straight to the Elite Nationals and I was able to get the job done. That was like, you know, that was a big year in my life. That changed everything.
Duke?
Mine is kind of similar to Tigers. I just want to give like my city hope. You know, Kay know personally, like, I got a lot of friends that, you know, that died. You know, that's my best friend. He was incarcerated with my father before my father passed away. So they actually shared like a cell together. So I just want to bring hope to my city, you know, that, you know, it's other ways to do things, like to get money, you know, like just positive ways instead of having, you know, people risk their life and people die, you know. I just want to get, you know, make people believe, you know. I have a little brother, you know, he's incarcerated. He's only 15. So I just want to change the cycle of, you know, like Cincinnati, like you were talking about, being different. My dad always made sure that I was okay with being different. You know, I don't go to parties. I rarely talk. I don't go to parties. I don't do none of that kind of stuff. You know, I just be in the house. I'm okay with, you know, just being comfortable in my own skin, you know, in my own house. So, you know, just me being able to bring my city hope and change the situation of how like teenagers is living in my city. That's like my goal right now.
So if people are tuning in, if fans are tuning in on October 29th, give me something that fans should be excited about when they're going to watch Tiger and Duke. Like, what do you like about them as fighters?
I like Duke. Like, I kind of got my jab better looking at Duke, using my legs a little bit better. From, you know, Duke, I like how Duke box. He uses jab. He moved good. And I like Tiger. He fast. He got a good jab. He got a hard right hand. And both of them exciting to watch. But they both, you know, bring something different. And I use, you know, I steal a little bit from both of them.
Tiger, same question?
Yeah, I mean, they've been my favorites to watch since we made our team together our first year. I don't have no sparring at home. So when I first made the team with, you know, Duke and Troy and everyone else, they was my best sparring partners. Like, me and Duke, we were sparring partners. Like, I learned a lot from sparring with Duke. You know, I sparred Troy. I learned a lot from watching and sparring Troy, and they was my best sparring partners I ever had. So me being on the team with them did a whole lot for me. And then whenever I went home from camp, it was just, you know, just to work on stuff, you know, just to work on the basics. And then going back to camp, I used to look forward to that because I know that they was gonna push me to be a better me. You know what I mean?
Duke, what you like about them as fighters?
What I like about Troy, I still like training camps. I ask Troy questions. You know, he showed me things. I like how he he's comfortable in the pocket if he has to be there. You know, he throw great body shots. His defense, he catches shots very well. What I like about Tiger, he throws a lot of combinations and he's fast and he got power with him. So, you know, it's good to be around them guys like in training camps and being able to pick up things off of them that I lack in. And I'm not, you know, these guys, they're my little brothers. I'm not afraid to ask questions like, hey, how can you show me how to do that type of vibe? You know, they'll show me, and vice versa. If they ask me a question, I show them.
Like you said, I think their best tools is their mental. You know, they're getting stronger with their mental. Like they said, they all feed off of each other. They're seeing what each other does great, and they're challenging that inside the ring from not being one-dimensional. Like Duke and Tiger, it used to just be their jab. It used to be their jab, you know what I'm saying? And now they're adding towards their jab. You know, Duke would just jab you and box you, outbox you, but now he's adding combinations to it. Tiger, he was fast, but he just didn't know how to control it. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Now he knows how to control it. He knows how to come behind his speed and bring that power the right way instead of forcing it now. You know what I mean? Troy, he's starting to learn not to be so aggressive and just box more and be more smarter and use his head and, you know, box more and just not making it a war. So, you know what I mean? All of their biggest attributes, like I said, like they all told on each other. Duke has a great jab. Tiger has great speed. Troy, he's elusive. He can switch up and box and be aggressive. So I think that's the biggest thing. Tell them a little bit, like, what's your fun things you like to do? I know you, all three of them, they always watching funny movies and doing skits, Tiger and Troy and stuff like that. But what's the fun thing that you guys like to do?
I like to watch movies. I like to shop. So I like shoes. I like clothes.
What's the best sneakers you got?
My favorite is Foamposites, but I mean, I got a lot of sneakers. I've been collecting since maybe like 9th grade, so I got over like 100 now. I play video games too. I like to go outside, but I like to play sports. Any type of thing I like outside. Like I met a lot of my friends do like playing sports, just being active. So I mean, I just like to go outside. I don't like to really sit in the house like that.
I love comic books. I'm a comic book head. Pretty much just like, you know, like adventurous, like to have fun, like, you know, go bowling or go kart racing or, you know, or any type of sport activity. I like shopping. I like shopping now, but you know, that's because of them. Being around them, they got me into like, you know, shopping and stuff.
Yeah, Tiger got an old soul.
Yeah?
Yeah, he likes old school music. He likes all that stuff like that. Yeah. How about you, Duke?
I like to do, you know, activities with my kids. My 5-year-old, she always want to go to Walmart, so we go to Walmart all the time. We go get
What
toys.
does she want from Walmart?
She just want like toys, little dog babies. We probably spend every day, like after school, she have a good day. She want to go get a toy. I'm like, okay, go get a toy. So we're always in Walmart. You know, I like to shop for myself too. My daughter, they're both kind of into sneakers too. So we go to the mall a lot. I let them pick out their own shoes, stuff like that.
So if y'all like to shop, who's the best dressed?
I mean, I feel like we got different styles, but I feel like we all got our own unique way of dressing. You know what I mean?
We from different cities, so we got our own different style.
Yeah.
All right. What about bowling? Did you bowl during camp?
Yeah, Kay used to take us bowling all the time.
I'm probably the best bowler.
I'm all right. I'm pretty cool at bowling.
Well,
Not really that good at bowling.
Is he right?
Well, nah. Q, all of us, we used to battle. Q, Khalil, all of us, we used to battle. Jared, all of us. Yeah, he wildin'.
Listen, I'm the best one.
I appreciate you guys giving us your time today. You know what I'm saying? Best of luck. You guys get more comfortable doing interviews and stuff like that because you guys are going to be great. You guys are going to be stars. And you know what I'm saying? Let the world get to know you guys more. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good start for you guys.
Amen. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.